Control.
Yeah, I remember last year y'all both at the same time.
We went to Jamaica for her birthday.
I gotta grow up. I gotta grow up.
I know we should do a cruise. She went with a couple of friends. Actually, one of her friends lives in Jamaica. What? So she stayed at their house with them.
I gotta grow up. That's one thing that's done.
Jamaica.
By myself.
Oh, yes.
Trip by myself.
Yes.
Right. Going to meet somebody.
Right.
By myself. I've got to do that. I've got to grow up. I'm still growing. I get to that point.
Yeah. You about to go crazy.
Oh, I know, right? Keanu does the same thing.
Man, you drive me wild.
Always give y'all give me the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do Keanu the same way. Hey, we go. Do they have ocean down there? Y'all stay on the ocean beach or just regular?
No, it's regular Williamsburg.
Oh.
It's like right in the town of Williamsburg. It's a couple miles from Busch Gardens, but
So it's not, I think I've been there. You know that? I know I've been there.
it's right by Virginia Beach. They said.
It's nice. It's not your traditional. It's like a romantic, like you're in Rome somewhere.
That's what I heard. It's like because it's like a Europe kind of.
Yeah, it's a different energy. I think it's a perfect park for couples.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, perfect for couples. It makes you think you're out of town.
Yes.
Like you're in a little island or like Rome or Paris.
Okay,
Yeah.
that should be fun. I know it's a couple different things. We're taking a ghost tour too. We're doing a ghost tour.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports.
It's something how the world can try to save you from yourself. I'm trying to get the support mechanisms, but it's not going to be there all the time.
Right. Absolutely.
You're going to see the court shake up a little bit with some of the other you ever faced.
Maybe I get you some cake. I'm trying to think. I called the place. They didn't answer though. I'll keep calling them though.
Worst come to worst, we just go somewhere and just get some cake and ice cream and sit at the table.
Yes, Baskin Robbins. We got Baskin Robbins.
Or we can just go.
Or Cold Stone.
Or we can go, or we can go, is it like a Friday or something? Like an ice cream Sunday?
Oh, yeah, we can do whatever you want, Mom.
There's chili. I don't think we have Fridays out here. But there's
Well, they got one at Rehoboth. That's a little ways up there.
Yeah.
How about anything on 13? They got to go far.
Yeah, they got Applebee's.
Yeah,
They got,
chili.
Oh, yeah. Chili's got one.
they got Chili's out there?
Yeah, you know Chili's right over there by Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
You like Chili's, Christina?
Girl,
What they got?
they got this bag of molten chocolate cake. You like chocolate?
Yeah.
Molten chocolate cake. Oh my God, we used to get it every Friday. And ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and caramel.
Like, really going for
Girl, we
tonight.
used to tear it up every Friday. Oh my God. Brian, you want some oatmeal?
Yeah, I'll take something. I need to eat some more.
Hey, promise, we should have had you around when you were 7 years old. Because it wasn't
He wasn't eating
No,
anything?
I didn't eat
I believe it. I'm trying to show off for you, that's all.
I couldn't get his stuff when he was So, next time I'm a baby, I make sure I keep you a girlfriend 6 years old.
That's smart.
Oh, life is exciting. You never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
One day to the next. Like the pastor said last Sunday, if we knew the end of the story, we wouldn't pray.
Right.
We wouldn't have no faith. Besides not knowing, we gotta have faith. Isn't that deep?
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
I told Brian just a few minutes ago, I was on with the gym yesterday, and as I was going, I found a penny, 2 pennies, I think one outside the gym and another one before I got in there. I said, God's trying to tell me something. Trust. That was too crazy.
That wasn't a coincidence at all.
Who in the world is gonna find 2 pennies in a row the same day on my birthday?
Right.
When the last time you found 2 pennies on the ground, right in front of you?
It's been a long time.
I'm serious, it was 2. Because he knew that I had something kind of whirling around in my spirit that I was concerned about. And sure, I picked the pennies right up and put them in my bag. I said, thank you. Isn't that deep? He always kind of said, don't worry. That's right. Don't worry. I ain't gonna lie, I'm concerned about things too. I'm dealing. Hey, pretty cat. Hey, pretty cat. We friends now. I gave you something to eat. Pretty little cat. You want one just like you. Y'all want to take the cat with me?
Yeah. Jack was showing off last night.
Man.
He was like, I'm about to get a new home.
Taking pictures and everything.
Only
Photogenic.
Yeah.
Who's gonna feed him when y'all gone?
I have to put out a big bucket for him like we did last time.
We made like a buffet for him last time.
Oh, so you know to just eat. He knows when to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we gotta go get him some more cat food.
That is
Yeah.
true. Though. You don't have to really feed them. They kind of can take care of themselves.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the good thing
I'm just
too.
concerned. I would take him with me. I'm just concerned how he would get along with Ken. And
Oh yeah.
the last cat I bought in the house, they were fighting.
Oh yeah. That was Brad's cat, right?
That
The
was
unknown,
cat, my friend.
the
She
Brad got a.
No, he got home.
Brad's
Running around
cat.
the house that night.
Yeah.
Ken, that's when she was real tiny.
The unknown cat. Brad's cat don't have a name.
Just keep your mice away.
Yeah.
It's almost ready.
Yes, my dear.
Messed that tuna up. I know he did. All up in that. I said, I know he was all up in that can. Like, I like her.
They just know you don't get enough that game too. Oh, y'all, you know what? We can talk about some movies later on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see what's up.
We can do whatever, man.
Let's see what's up.
Y'all
Stay
see,
cool.
y'all see something below, down below or something?
Down below.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up.
We can go let me around 6.
Oh, that'd be perfect, man.
That baby driver.
Oh, what's it called?
Baby driver.
Oh, Will Ferrell. Oh,
with Jamie
Jamie
Foxx.
Foxx. Yeah.
Dad, Trace Horn got that review.
Oh yeah, what did he
Should
get?
have known. It was gonna be so good.
Hey, guys.
They making it too much now.
Yeah.
47 meters down.
Yeah.
That.
Have y'all seen that?
Have you seen it?
Good, no.
You wanna go see it?
Yeah.
Mystery and suspense. Let's do that. That'd be nice.
Thank you, Jesus, pay my mortgage.
Hey.
I be thanking God every time I pay a mortgage. One time,
Yeah.
it's $1,800. And, it's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 47 liters down.
But you don't eat tuna fish either, promise.
Nope. All meat. I gave it all up. Maybe
I'll be like you one day.
Huh?
Maybe I'll get to that point. At least I would do the tuna fish.
Yeah.
But, and fish, I wouldn't do that.
I have been contemplating it for a while, and then, finally, I just got really knowledgeable of what exactly was going on, and I was like, okay, that's it.
Don't try, I'm not saying it verse for word, but leave not to your own understanding. Don't try to understand it.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
Because after I got my Chrysler Sebring, I don't know why in the heck I was trying to get a used Jeep.
Yeah.
Like, my friends said, why you trying to get a Jeep? You said a Chrysler? I want to find my used Jeep. I was going everywhere to find me a used Jeep.
Are you still looking for a Jeep, right, Mom?
I'm in before I got to get a Jeep. I didn't know I was going to give it to you. God said, go and get a Jeep. And ended up giving it to you.
I know that Jeep got me through some good times.
Lead not to your own understanding. You got some more. That's what I was trying to say. I'm gonna find out it's purple. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna put like a buffet up here.
You gonna put the buffet out here?
Yeah. That's in my face.
Make it a buffet.
That's the same place.
Smell good. Babe, do you want to keep this program?
Nah, you can throw that away.
Thank you, Miss Gina, for getting us some toilet paper, some paper towels.
Absolutely.
Here's, I think, commission. We'll see if that's
I thank God for that. I was only calling names back in the day. They had two nickels brown.
Yeah.
They had two nickels got together.
Uh-huh.
I know what it means, how it feels when I have no money. Oh my God. I'm gonna take these dishes out and put these in the dishwasher.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll lay them up for you. So that way you can know them right.
You wanna take that?
swipe it.
Thank you.
Wearing a badge.
Signs of assessed what they
Next to it. They didn't have any chance. Right now,
getting it. Here's the clock. Kid. Giannis. Spencer Hawes out there with Baker. Now, Nakumbo. He gets that one. On to Nakumbo. This one.
and already you see a defensive adjustment needs to be made here in the second half. The third quarter needs to
I
be
love how you
made.
have a little so much feng shui and good energy.
Yeah, got to. You can feel it.
Girl, a friend of mine had gave me a bookcase. His daughter needed one, so I saw it on Facebook. Girl, we came in and put that bookcase together. But Brian, you see what this bookcase has?
No, I haven't seen it yet, Mom.
They got a bookcase now. That bookcase looks like it may be at least $1,000. It was after all time. It changed the whole energy of my house. When you get home?
Yeah. You just got here.
Yeah. See, you're pretty right there. Right.
It is very definitely a strange. Kid here. Man, loves yeah, they should be on the big picture right now. A great start. The rest to show they're going to lay down.
City moving it around. Westwood double team. Anderson. Adam. Slam.
He's been his usual reliable self. And they will give the ball once they get some other contributors.
Out to the wing. There's the beat to Snell. Logan. No, in from him, but going to change.
And as he made his way,
This approach
that should be their first and foremost goal, is to try to be a playoff contender in the East. Not looking down the road to try to match up with a Golden State team. That's a little far out for you, but if you can control your division and do well in your conference, then it makes a lot of sense. And I think Jimmy can definitely handle those small goals.
I like it. The main thing should be the main thing. Let's focus on our conference first before we start talking about taking out Golden State. Let's get some chemistry together. Do you have your cell phone with you? It's interesting. Speaking of Jimmy, he held his press conference the other day, gave out his cell phone. Do you guys have your pen and pad? Scotty's you're going to give out your number?
You may call him.
Well, can you give out your number to the folks?
No.
You don't want to? You're not going to do that. Scotty's not going to do it. Okay. Well, Scotty, I don't understand. Let's listen to this when I guess Jimmy Butler decides to call people back. Take a listen.
My phone's in my back pocket right now. If whoever has anything to say to me, feel free. 773-899-6071. So if you want to interview, there you have it. Please do.
That was good, man. I was just with Melo in Paris. One of my good friends, man. He's a good dude. Killer, man. Yeah, man. Well, hey, I got 1,000 FaceTimes to answer, but I appreciate you calling. I'll see you soon.
So then there's this guy whose number is very similar to one Jimmy Butler. And apparently, he said he had hundreds of voicemails and over 150 text messages. He was on SportsCenter AM this morning, and he's just dealing with the Jimmy Butler fallout. So back to Scotty. Scotty, I'm trying to get you to, you're not, because I have the old number. It's disconnected now. You're not going to give out your number?
No,
People want to talk to
I mean, I'll give it to you, but I'm not giving it out.
Scotty, come on. You know, really?
No
fan. All right. I tried to get him. It's called Get Involved with the segment. You didn't want to do that. And Scotty's like, I ain't playing with you.
Too many calls, Sam.
Do you got MJ's number? Should we get that out too?
No, I'm not allowed to give that one out.
Scotty Pippen, ladies and gentlemen, he's playing with me. He's having some fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for doing it.
It's a pleasure.
Back to you guys. Or who is that? Back to you at home. See you in a minute. I keep saying
we're going coast to coast. We're going coast to coast. Going.
Juan Rodriguez Chavez and his family fought to become American citizens. He wasn't born here, but that fact never once crossed his mind. For 4 times he put himself in harm's way to save the men who were. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit.
At Red Lobster's Lobster and Shrimp Summerfest, lobster and shrimp are teaming up in so many new dishes, like new coastal lobster and shrimp with shrimp crusted with kettle chips, or new over-the-top lobster and shrimp overboard. But it can't last, so hurry in.
I'm not playing with you. I can a little bit. I can play a little bit. I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit of you.
Alex, my name. Alex? Mine too.
I got a new swimsuit with glitter and fringes, and I got a case of the too many Benjamins.
Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything's designed around you, the driver, you can. The new Mazda 3.
With the Travelocity Customer First Guarantee, your only worry will be that one rogue cloud.
Get help with hotels, free 24-hour flight changes, and our price match guarantee.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
Pain can really be a distraction. Pain is sometimes in my hands, right before performance especially.
Only Aleve has the strength to stop minor arthritis pain for up to 12 hours with just one pill.
This is my pain, but I am stronger.
Aleve, all day strong.
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance with Geico.
Huh. I should take a closer look at Geico.
Geico can help with way more than car insurance. Boats, homes, motorcycles, even umbrella coverage.
This guy's gonna wish he brought his umbrella. Fire at will!
How'd you know the guy's name is Will?
Yeah.
It's an expression, fire at will. You never heard of that?
Oh, there goes Will.
Bye, Will. That's not his name.
Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
Saturdays used to be for college football. Now you drive 300 miles to watch this. Yes! Nice pop toss. Flag dancing? We've been there. And with free hot breakfast and a warm welcome, we'll be there for you. Hampton by Hilton.
We did it.
We're campers.
Look at us.
Look at us.
So nice to get out of the city.
It's so quiet.
Is it too quiet?
It's awful.
Yeah.
Feel at home pretty much wherever you are. T-Mobile is America's best unlimited network.
This summer, a Wendy's Frosty is just 50 cents.
So feel free to freak out, because now's the best time to indulge a little, or a lot. Do you? The 50-cent Frosty, available for a limited time at Wendy's.
At the peak of summertime, Wimbledon stands proudly as our planet's epicenter of beauty, prestige, and tennis. But don't be fooled, for during this fortnight, Wimbledon reveals itself as the players breathe life into the grounds and the sport's most enchanting championship comes alive. The Championships Wimbledon begins Monday at 7 a.m. on ESPN.
Sunday Night Baseball, Nationals, Cardinals at 8 on ESPN.
Sports Center, brought to you by Mazda. Driving matters.
That's why I don't like to sleep.
Joined by the undefeated Mark Spears. I don't know if you heard, the Warriors are dominant. So this is my question for you, Mark. Is there anything that they should be concerned about as we head into free agency?
Talking to Kevin Durant, he's told me eye to eye, look, I ain't going nowhere. So Kevin Durant's not going to be leaving the Warriors. Stephen Curry's playing at the golf tournament nearby Hayward at the end of July. So if he was leaving, that'd be a bad move. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But the two guys they got to be really concerned about are Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston, both major parts of their reserve team. Chris Haynes has reported that Iguodala has interest from 7 teams. Sean Livingston, he's a guy you don't talk about as much, but he's a very important backup point guard who sparked the Warriors a lot in the last finals. This is where it gets confusing for these two guys. They both got 2 titles now. They're both getting a little older. Do they want to keep trying to win, or do they want money? And that'll be the big question with both of those guys.
You know what I've noticed late in the careers of a lot of professional athletes, if they have a title, they really want that money to make sure that they're securing the rest of their future. If you had to tell me what your sources are saying, does it look like Andre will stay?
You know what? There's more to Andre here in the Bay Area than just hooping. He's very ingrained in Silicon Valley, and even if he made a couple less $1 million on the basketball floor, I think he's got a chance to make a lot more money out of the Silicon Valley realm. So he's done a great job in entwining himself in the computer world. So I just think there's a lot of long-term benefits for being here, and a lot of times I think guys are more worried about years too, so it'd be interesting to see if the Warriors would give him 4 or 5.
Okay, so then tell me this, outside of the Warriors, just in general, as we look at free agency, what's the most interesting story, or what should we keep our eyes on, in your opinion?
Well, obviously Gordon Hayward's huge. I mean, Utah is bracing for him to stay. They got billboards begging for him to stay. Utah's taking a big step forward. If they lose him, maybe that playoff run ends before it really started. Blake Griffin, you know, your Clippers. It'd be interesting to see if he goes with Devin Booker, and I'm joking.
Yeah.
Devin Booker or Josh Jackson with the Suns, or or stays in L.A. with you. But the guy, to me, is a bigger story. He's not a free agent. It's Paul George. I think he's just the one that's most intriguing. Where does he land? Does he go to Cleveland? Can he get to Houston? Can he get to L.A. where he wants to be with your Lakers? Paul George, to me, is a guy that has the biggest spotlight, even though he's not a free agent.
Okay, so here's another thought for you. Paul George is the one that everybody wants. So you're right. I think I'll watch that. That'll be really interesting. Do you think no matter if he goes to the Rockets, I'm asking everyone this question, does that really close the gap? Now that they have Chris Paul and then they have James Harden, does that close the gap in the West as they try to compete against the Golden State Warriors?
It makes them the best competition.
Okay.
You know, we still got to see what happens with Marcus Aldridge with San Antonio. So I'm not really sure what San Antonio is going to be at the moment, but they might have leapfrogged them already with Chris Paul going there. It'd be really, really tough to do. But, like, does Houston want to rent them? I don't know. If I was them, I'd wait and do something else.
All right. You have a piece coming out on Undefeated in which you talked, and we'll switch gears here. You talked with Raptors' DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan's backcourt mate. We know him, Kyle Lowry, free agent. So what do you think DeRozan will try to do to get him to stay, as well as other free agents to stay in Toronto?
Well, if you're expecting this kid from Compton to be sitting outside free agent stores at 12:01, don't look in the peephole. He won't be there. That's not his style. I talked to him yesterday at his basketball camp in Compton, and he said it's not his way to convince somebody to come to the Raptors. It's not going to be him to convince Kyle to stay. He thinks this is a family decision, a grown man decision that they have to make. Now, if Kyle or a free agent wants to talk to him, he'll talk to him. But what he doesn't want to do is convince somebody to stay and then things go bad, or convince somebody to stay. Not that he will leave, but he's seen other situations, not naming names, where people have convinced people to stay and then they depart, and he doesn't want any part of that.
Shady out here. I thought it was supposed to be sunny. That is our Mark Spears with the low-key shade. I appreciate you so much. Your story is up right now on the Undefeated. Folks, go check it out. We'll hear from you really soon. TikTok, 12:01 a.m. Meanwhile, coming up next on Sports Center.
All right, now.
I'll go one-on-one with that guy behind me. He is one of the folks that is in our body issue. So he's bearing all about more things than just Tom Brady. He's talking about what it takes to look great. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Men's, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus heart health support with B vitamins. One-A-Day Men's in gummies and tablets.
I was made in the shadows of greatness, shaped by the hands of legacy, forged in the fires of racing. I've been challenged, tested, and proven. Whether it's on that track or off. The truth is, what you're made of is what you're made to do.
La Quinta presents How to Win at Business. Step 1. Point decisively with the arm of your glasses. Abracadabra, the stage is yours. Step 2. Choose La Quinta, the only hotel where you can redeem loyalty points for a free night instantly and win at business.
Earning your cash back shouldn't be this complicated. Yet some cards limit where you earn bonus cash back to a few places, and then change those places every few months. Enough with that. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you always earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. Welcome to Unlimited. What's in your wallet?
But I mean, it's not too bad over here, but I'm talking about like in the area where I work at. Or, I mean, not in this neighborhood.
What is going on, guys? This is the brand new Samsung Galaxy S8. First thing you need to discuss is that display.
The S8 Plus has a higher resolution. The S8 was much better in low light situations. Video as well, I'd have to give the edge to the S8. We have Gorilla Glass 5 front and back.
IP68 water and dust resistant.
Everything else out the way, save that S8.
Oh, I love this phone.
They're back. And at Outback, our sweet, tender snow crab legs come with a big bowl Outback steak. And speaking of big, why not go full Aussie and go for a full pound? Steak and crab starts at just $15.99. But hurry in, when they're gone, they're gone.
This is big! Is that my trout?
You guys going to the game?
Yeah!
Room for one more? You sure this is the way to the game?
It's a shortcut.
I guess I can get warmed up.
Land Rover is a proud sponsor of ESPN's 4th of July doubleheader.
It looks like it's time for explosive savings during the July 4th sales event.
The Preston Autoplex is rocking with huge Preston discounts and rebates totaling up to $12,000. And there's financing as low as 0% available for up to 72 months. No payments for 90 days, along with military and first responders appreciation cash.
Choose from the largest inventory on the East Coast of new Fords, Lincolns, Mazdas, Nissans, Hyundais, and a great selection of pre-owns, too.
Hurry to the Preston Autoplex or online at PrestonMotors.com.
Cars cost less in Preston.
So nice of you to join.
I got chills.
In our pizza family, you get bigger, better ingredients
for less dough.
Get Papa John's Double XL Pizza, loaded with oversized and traditional Italian sausage and huge deli-style pepperoni. Only $12.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Sports Center is delivered to you by Papa John's. Better pizza starts with better ingredients. We've always had them, and we always will. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Rose down the over Edelman on tip. And Julian diving for it.
There is a fight for the ball. Edelman has come up with the ball. Edelman has come up with the ball. Unbelievable catch.
Yeah, so you remember that. The last time we saw Julian Edelman on the football field, he was making one of the most incredible plays in Super Bowl history. Now you can see him in another memorable situation. He's one of the cover models for ESPN, the magazine's Body Issue. Take a look.
What did you say when you were asked to do the body issue?
I said, will the room be cold or will it be warm? We're in downtown Los Angeles in the industrial area, and yeah, we're shooting the body issue. My body's my temple. That's why I like to feed the burgers. Only one burger a day to keep the conditioning away. What's on your burger is kind of like your children. You never know how they're going to turn out, but you got to love them all. So sometimes I'm feeling a little Thousand Island. Sometimes I'm feeling with BBQ, onion ring, bacon. I don't know. Everything is pretty much will fuel your body. The only thing I have for pleasure is a burger. Other than that, it's blueberries, flaxseed, kale, almond milk, with a touch of love.
It's deflected. It's up in the air. There is a fight for the ball. Edelman has come up with the ball. Edelman has come up with the ball.
It was a middle read. I ran kind of a crappy route. Batted it up in the air and, off a leg, here, an arm there. I was fortunate enough to keep my eye on the ball and catch the ball. My hands aren't that big. They're not Odells or anything, but, there's definitely some luck involved, but that's what you work hand-eye coordination drills, reaction drills for all those types of things. Fortunately, I was able to keep those ojos on the ball and catch it. My body tells my story because I've got a lot of scars. I got that actually in college. I put my arm down. It was kind of like in an awkward sliding position, and a guy came in and just wiped it out. That was a gnarly one. It shows that even with injury, that's part of the game, and you just got to grind through it and do everything you can to keep your body right and perform at a high level.
So, two-time Super Bowl champion, Patriots wideout Julian Edelman, as you just saw there, is out here, a little fully clothed. We're going to discuss the body issue in just a few moments, but take me back. I want to go to the Super Bowl. Amazing. So, yeah, you've heard of it. You've watched the catch. You've done, I know you really, truly have experienced that several times. But so as we're reading.
The catch?
The catch that.
Oh, yeah.
You did? Don't say what. I'm going home by. He's trying to be humble. You just being humble?
No,
Shout out to Kendrick. Yeah, okay. Okay, so they say you do all kinds of crazy drills to prepare for catches, if you will. What are your crazy drills?
I mean, I don't know if they're crazy. I do these tennis ball drills where I have a guy behind me and he'll throw tennis balls, different colors, at a wall, and I have a couple in my hand, and I try to just kind of catch the red ones with my right and the green ones with my left, and kind of work on my, reaction time and kind of dial my eyes in for the day, and it helps me focus. So, I mean, I do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Wait, walk us through for the novice. The red with the right hand, you say?
I'll have like a pink tennis ball, a red tennis ball, a green tennis ball. I have some lacrosse balls in there, so you get different kind of bounces off the wall. And I have a guy behind me, and we go at different angles, and I'll sit and so you don't see the ball, and then a red one comes off, you'll catch with your right. A green one comes off, you catch with your left. And
that's not crazy. Is that common? A lot of wideouts do that, or is that something that you created?
I don't know if a lot of wideouts do it. I've been doing it for, probably 6 years now.
And something about rice, I was told too. What's going on with the rice?
I mean, you dig your hands in rice. You do a bunch of drills, kind of strengthen your hands.
Okay. I'm going to do that when I get home. So just get some rice, and it just makes sure strong.
It'll help with,
All because I'm thinking that's because of the catch, right? All that helped with the catch. Your whole host just stayed on it.
So, subconsciously it probably did. You never know. Yeah. I mean, the more you prepare yourself for, bang bang type of situations, maybe it did help.
So I was reading also in the article, which is in the body issue, as we call it. You say you have a chip on your shoulder. Why is that?
I've never gone the easy way, so I've always had to go the long road, and I was never good enough, never big enough, fast enough, strong enough, and I've always had that kind of like prove them wrong kind of mentality, like F it, I don't need their opinion. Let's show them I'll be all right. So, it's something that developed when I was really younger. I had an older brother who used to whoop me a bunch, so probably that too. And I was always small, so the chip grew.
Oh wait, 5'10", 198. You play with a lot of confidence, and you definitely bang with the big boys. So we see that chip on your shoulder, and I notice this confidence. You exude it now. But I'm going to take you back to halftime of Super Bowl 51. We were able to get this sound, and again, you guys were down. Most people were like, "No, it's a wrap." I want you to listen to what you have to say, and then we'll talk about it.
All right, let's check it out.
Let's go, baby. Gonna be a hell of a story. Hell yeah. We made a story. What I say at halftime, it's gonna be a hell of a story. I love you, bro.
Unbelievable.
It's going to be one hell of a story. Oh my God, they counted us out 20 times. You got to believe, Coach. Love it. Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So you already knew. So you sat down, it's going to be one hell of a story. Why did you feel that at that moment? Take me what you were thinking.
I was thinking of all the close games that we had to come back from in my career in New England that were like improbable. Like, Cleveland in 2013. New Orleans, the Denver game that, we experienced 24 down at halftime. I know it was the Super Bowl, but we've done it, and, we've played out those situations in practice where, we've had to do it. So, it was just kind of I wanted to kind of show some confidence and
But you believed it. When you said it, I could tell you absolutely believed it. A lot of people, fans, probably would have already be like, it's a wrap. There's just no way.
Yeah, you just gotta believe. You just gotta believe sometimes. And you know, I've been believing for a long time, and it's got me to where I'm at. So why quit?
Tell me about, in terms of Super Bowl 49-51. Which one was more sweet, if you can compare?
Like children. Once again, it's my children metaphor. You know, you don't love any other children more than you love one. I only have one, but
yeah.
You know, it's they both have different kind of meanings. You know, your first one is obviously it's an experience that you've never experienced before. Your second one, you know, with the type of way we won it, it was a 1 in a million chance, and you know, it equally has that same wow factor of win. You know, so it's tough to say, but hopefully the next one will be better.
Yo, talk about it. Confidence. Speaking of the next one, ladies, if you're at home, I don't know about the fellas, the moment you've been waiting for. He's one of 10 athletes featured on the cover of this year's Body Issue. In the interview, you say there's one thing about your body that might surprise us. What might that be?
What is that? What did I say?
You don't remember?
I know what there's like 10 different things we could have said. Oh yeah. I don't. Yeah, my feet aren't bueno.
No bueno?
No bueno.
Hammer time?
Hammer time. Oakland, California, hammer time.
You from the Bay?
I'm from the Bay.
So you gotta represent. All right,
No,
that's fine. All right, that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can't have it all sometimes. It keeps you humble.
It's tough because I mean, when you're running and you're gotta cut all these times. I mean, your feet are banging in there. I mean, it's a disaster. It's a zoo.
Yeah. So outside of getting ready for the Body Issue, what else have you been doing with your off season?
I've been training. I've been hanging out with my daughter. You know, I went to Mexico City to promote our game November 19th there. Been busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So writing a book.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Writing a book.
Writing a book.
Look at you.
2 books, actually.
Look,
I got another children's book.
Great. I like it.
I got another book coming.
Okay, so I have to ask you this before I let you go. I actually have 2 things. One, I want to ask you about Belichick. He, too, is in magazines. Most recently, you saw that. Who had a better spread?
Cover guy.
Yeah, look at this photo shoot he did in Nantucket. Who had a better spread, you or Belichick?
That's jawline of a god right there.
That's a jaw.
I'm just happy.
What about that outfit?
Yeah, hey, I think he's pulling it off. You
with
know,
the khaki. I'm giving it to you.
What is that? A taupe bottom with a navy top? You know, hey, the guy. He's a trendsetter.
Yes.
Look at Yeezy. I mean, now he's cutting off the sleeves.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, he started it. Okay.
I don't know.
We'll see. Taupe bottom, navy top. Well, that's the trend.
Yeah.
Who do people tell you look like? Whether famous athlete? Who's your doppelganger?
I don't know.
No one. No one's ever told you?
Yeah, you get a little here and there.
What about this guy? You know him?
Harp.
You don't look like Harp?
A little bit. Maybe we got beards and we're both white.
That's it? That's all you're giving me? Yeah. We got beards and we're both white.
I guess.
Okay, I think I'm going with a little resemblance there.
A little resemblance.
Maybe even
type
more.
Of hair.
No, but just that rugged edge, the confidence, and
Harp's a stud, so.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? I can't get into your bromance with you and Brady. I wish I could. I documented on Instagram. I follow you guys closely. You know he's in Asia having a good time.
I think he's back.
Yeah, okay, so did you see him sumo wrestling?
I did.
Okay, what do you think of that? Because he does some crazy things.
You know what? Well, considering he's like 202 pounds,
yeah.
The average guy is like 500 pounds, I don't think the diaper fit well.
You don't think
Oh, he didn't. Look at him. He didn't even wear a diaper.
Because he knows better. Let's go.
Let's go.
He didn't even do it right.
The thing is, right now he's competing to like full length. Like,
really?
Afterwards, like he's probably like, I really think I could have got him. I really think I could have got him. And you're sitting there looking at him like, come on, bro.
No, you can't. You can't
have it all.
You can't be the best at everything.
You can't.
Oh my God, Juliet Edelman, thank you so much. You are such a pleasure. Congratulations. The Body Issue on stands July 7th. Enjoy the rest of your time off for your off season.
Thank you.
All right.
There's a more vivid window into your games with a stunning 4K display and graphics that bring them to life.
Peter, you still with us?
The Dell Inspiron 15-7000 Gaming. Dell, as real as it gets.
So, moving on to our cheddar biscuit butterfly shrimp. Who doesn't love cheddar?
Hope it's not too sharp.
We all love biscuits.
Is it hot in here or is it just me?
Well, those two things are what inspired my new butterfly shrimp.
Why did they call it butterfly shrimp?
Because they fly.
Oh, boy.
Into my mouth. Let's eat.
Hurry in for 8 of my cheddar biscuit butterfly shrimp, new ghost pepper jelly, side, and a biscuit this month only.
Celebrate the 4th at your locally owned True Value. Orca Cooler $199.99 and get a $40 True Value gift card. American Flag Set or Stars and Stripes fan $14.99. Charbroil Commander Charcoal Grill $2.99. Behind every project is a True Value.
Where are we going?
We have to go to Dunkirk.
I'm not going back. If we go there, we'll die. I'm not going back.
Turn it around! There's no hiding from this sun. We have a job to do.
Dunkirk, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX July 21st.
Presenting Just for Men Auto Stop. It's time travel in a comb. It gives you back your natural hair color before you went gray. No mix, no mess. Comb in and your natural hair color is back. Lift off. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Get up, we're going out. Dude, I made Totino's pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls!
Pizza rolls!
Pizza rolls!
Eat us!
Okay.
Totino's pizza rolls! And try Totino's pizza sticks.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel, I want someone who makes it easy to find what I want. Booking.com gets it. And with their price match, I know I'm getting the best price every time. Come on, Gary!
Your summer vacation is very important. That's why Booking.com has great offers up to 40% off now through July 4th. Find great deals now at Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Breakfast at Golden Corral. Pancakes, French toast. For the little man, just bacon. We have over 150 choices, but the only one that matters is yours. Golden Corral. Your choice rules.
Suddenly, it's summertime. Get your house ready with Spray and Forget. It removes stains caused by mold, mildew, and algae without rinsing. Ugly black streaks, gone. Green stains, gone. What a difference. Use Spray and Forget on decks, brick, or any exterior surface. No messy power washers, no scrubbing. Just spray it and forget it. It's 100% guaranteed. Spray and Forget, proudly made in the USA. Available at these participating stores.
Xfinity is changing home security, just like it changed the way you experience TV. Welcome to Xfinity Home, the only security system you can access through your TV with Xfinity X1. So you can do this.
Xfinity Home. Cameras.
It's smarter home security with 24/7 professional monitoring. Xfinity Home. Connected, protected, home. Add Xfinity Home from the fastest growing security provider for just $24.99 a month for 2 full years and get free installation. Call, go online, or visit today.
It was a smart decision for the Dodgers to let Clayton Kershaw do all the work in the 5th inning last night against the Angels. The Dodgers ace struck out the side on just 10 pitches as he picked up his major league leading 12th win of the season. Dodgers won 6-2.
Smart Decision is brought to you by the Home Depot, the next generation of home improvement with everything you need to do projects smarter. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, Manny Pacquiao Pacquiao. We've been talking about it all week long since his WBO welterweight title against Jeff Horn. Our Battle of Brisbane coverage Down Under starts at 9 Eastern on ESPN Deportes, and it can be seen streaming live on the app. We got you covered.
Text me on the app. You look at him, all right?
They ask you
questions, you
have no answers.
Okay, we're gonna get together, man, all right? Okay, man, love you, bro.
We're joined now on Coast to Coast, speaking of boxing, by undefeated light heavyweight champion and the #1 fighter on ESPN's pound-for-pound rankings. That's Andre Ward. Andre, thank you so much for joining us here on Coast to Coast. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So there was some controversy at the end of your win. Let's get right into it over Kovalev. Some broadcasters said that they saw some low blows from you. How do you respond to those critics?
It's no controversy. You know, we did the controversy thing the first time around. I'll give them that. It was a close fight, and they wanted to say controversy. This fight ended the way it was supposed to. It just always seems to be something. You know, you do things sometimes that people don't expect you to do. And, you know, it's a lot easier to kind of make a reason or excuse why it happened instead of just saying, you know, I was the better man that night.
All right. And speaking of being the better man that night, again mentioned, undefeated. What is next for you?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm just about 2 weeks removed from the big victory, and I'm just trying to relax and regroup. You know, it's a long training camp. So I really don't know. My team, that's their job, is to get the opportunities together. And I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably talk about what's next.
All right. So enjoy this little bit of time off, but stay in shape, because it seems that boxing is getting some type of revival, if you will, a much-needed revival between your fight against Kovalev, the upcoming fight, Triple G and Canelo, Pacquiao and Horn this weekend. We just talked about it. Give me your take on the future of boxing.
I mean, I know sometimes people say boxing is, you know, doesn't get, you know, the attention and the shine. I think, you know, we go through ups and downs sometimes when there's not a lot of big fights or things happen where maybe big fights fall out. You know, fans can be frustrated, and that's understandable. But I don't think boxing is ever going anywhere. This sport was here long before, you know, I was here, and it's going to be here longer after I'm gone. But we are on the uptick. It's a lot of big fights. A lot of top fighters like myself and many others are competing and fighting each other. And there's big fights like the ones you just mentioned. And, you know, obviously Pacquiao and Horn is a big fight that's coming up over in Australia. It's going to be 50, 60,000 people. So, and it's going to be here on ESPN. So it's going to be a great, great show.
You're hired. You're hired. You know that, right? Because you just gave a full-on promo. You got the job.
This is a dream job for me.
All right, talk to me about that fight briefly. Who do you have, Pacquiao or Horn?
I think it's going to boil down to, you know, how Horn responds. I mean, you know, he has 16 fights. Can he get past the fact that he's fighting a legend in Manny Pacquiao? Can he get past that? If he can get past that, I think he's going to put up a good fight, and he's going to be a stern test. But, again, we're talking about Manny Pacquiao, a living legend, future Hall of Famer. He's aging a bit, but he's got a lot left in the tank, and I expect him to win and win by knockout.
Yeah, he's been in the game for 20 years.
Yes.
And when he said that the other day, I was like, wow, 20 years? It just goes by so fast. I have to ask you about this because it's August 26th. I'm not talking about the Big Three League. I'm talking about Mayweather-McGregor. Some purists say that they don't appreciate the fight. Others are interested. Your thoughts?
I think it's, you know, I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying, you know.
Okay.
I think that I like what Floyd is doing for number 50. You know, he's doing something interesting. He's doing something unique. I respect McGregor, who's a legend in his sport, for coming over and saying, I'm going to fight on your terms, Floyd, in front of the whole world with, you know, just boxing rules. So you got to respect that fact, that point of it. It's going to be a tremendous build-up. It's going to be a spectacle. And Floyd is supposed to win this fight, but you never know. This is a combat sport. And the thing is, if people don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, that's always an option, you know.
Did I hear he's supposed to win? Are your money not on Floyd? Not saying that you're gambling.
No. Floyd, no, I mean, yeah, Floyd is supposed to win, and that's just that comes with being a living legend with his resume. Like, that's the pressure that he lives with on a day-to-day basis. The onus is on him to not. And Floyd, the thing about Floyd, he's not only supposed to win, but he has to look good, and I think he will. But I think early in this fight, it's going to be a little awkward adjusting to McGregor's style and movements. He's got more of a martial arts type of style. But I think once Floyd computes that mentally, which he does really, really well, I think it's going to be all Floyd down the stretch.
All Floyd down the stretch. I think most agree with you. They're telling me the interview is over over. It was so quick. Before I let you go, I hear you're a Warriors fan. In fact, some of them come and watch the fights. KD was there. Marshawn Lynch is your dude. Tell me about the fact that the Warriors are dominant. Should they be worried about any team in the near future?
I wouldn't say worried. I would say they always got to have a healthy concern because teams are definitely trying to put some things together and make some moves. But I think that, as long as they keep their core nucleus together, which they're working on doing, I think we're going to be winning many, many more rings.
I hope the bosses are watching. You did a great job. I'll hire you.
Thank you
That's
so much.
Andre Ward. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Congrats on the fight, and enjoy your time off.
Thank you.
Coast to coast. Back in a moment.
It's here, but it's going by fast. The opportunity of the year is back. The Mercedes-Benz Summer Event. Get to your dealer today for incredible once-a-season offers and start firing up those grills. Lease the E300 for $569 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Mike's, drink on the bright side.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. With the Travelocity Customer First Guarantee, your only worry will be navigating the local traffic.
Get help with hotels, free 24-hour flight changes, and our price match guarantee.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
At Red Lobster's Lobster and Shrimp Summerfest, lobster and shrimp are teaming up in so many new dishes, like new coastal lobster and shrimp with shrimp crusted with kettle chips, or new over-the-top lobster and shrimp overboard. But it can't last, so hurry in.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack knocked over a candlestick onto the shag carpeting, and his pants ignited into flames, causing him to stop, drop, and roll. Luckily, Jack recently had Geico help him with renter's insurance, because all his belongings went up in flames. Jack got full replacement and now has new pants he ordered from Banana Republic. Visit geico.com and see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
You're meeting with new clients today. Problem is, you're terrible with names. Okay, this is the boss. You got this. Anna! Yes! New clients? We've been there. And with breakfast on the run, we'll be there for you. Book direct for a guaranteed discount. Hampton by Hilton.
We did it.
We're campers.
Look at us.
Look at us.
So nice to get out of the city.
It's so quiet.
Is it too quiet?
It's awful.
Yeah.
Feel at home pretty much wherever you are. T-Mobile is America's best unlimited network.
It ain't no lie, baby. Bye.
A lot of them have black children. I've seen that a lot lately.
5 calories, no artificial sweeteners, and taste amazing. Bye.
Bennett Waste makes managing your commercial trash easier. With no long-term contracts, no hidden fees, and affordable rates. We service all sizes of containers to meet your needs and offer recycling too. Contact Bennett Waste today or visit us online at bennettcompanies.com.
The best tour of Italy is the one you create at Olive Garden. Create your own tour of Italy starting at $12.99. Choose 3 of 9 of your favorites and have everything you love all on one plate. Create your own tour of Italy for a limited time only at Olive Garden.
They say life is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Here's to the 99%. Gold Bond Powder Spray. Feel cool, dry, and refreshingly confident. Anytime, anywhere. Stay cool, America.
Bennett Waste makes managing your commercial trash easier. With no long-term contracts, no hidden fees, and affordable rates. We service all sizes of containers to meet your needs and offer recycling too. Contact Bennett Waste today or visit us online at bennettcompanies.com.
All right, guys. This is going to be special. Essie at Night, Scott Van Pelt. It is all about free agency. Make sure you check it out. We'll have the breaking news for you on free agency. Meanwhile, I'm done. Have a great weekend. OTL is next.
We just might see that image today. What is he so happy about? Jeremy, Kate, Ryan, Friday 4. Maybe either one only 31 games. Save it for the show. The Friday 4. Start spreading the news. He's leaving today.
Phil Jackson gone? That's the best news I got all year. Am I late? It don't even matter, bro.
On this particular day, we should pay thanks to James Dolan.
John McEnroe said that if Serena Williams played on the men's circuit, she'd be ranked something like 700.
Would you like to apologize?
No.
She flips over the rail onto the other side, and I just put my arm on her, and I said, come on, why don't you come back on this side?
Please join us in thanking John for his bravery. Final day of June, Friday 4 outside the lines. I'm Bob Lee. You would think we have summer doldrums kicking in. Oh, man, no. A lot to dissect this week. When last we left Ryan Smith last week, I think I was calling you paranoid for your thoughts about the Knicks. It's true. By the time that Kate Fagan is done today, I think Jeremy and I may be standing accused of the same. Mr. Schaap looks singularly unperturbed because there is, ignorance is bliss, of course. Big story. We start there. Sheer volume of what? Newsprint and Time. It's a landslide pretty much around the table. Axon Jackson.
The Knicks and Phil Jackson have decided to part ways.
I want no triangles. Every math teacher in New York needs to stop teaching.
Let's go. I'm ready to get it. Where's Stephen A? I need to talk to him now.
Damn it, it's about time.
We didn't know he was going to treat it as a part-time job. He was trying to get by.
Do you think that Phil even knows?
He might not know yet. He might be learning right now.
He's with the Knicks. The Knicks are putrid.
I think Jimmy Dolan's the worst owner in all of sports.
The Knicks are 0% better today than they were yesterday.
Enough is enough. Goodbye, Phil Jackson. As you pointed out a few moments ago at the very top of the show, 31 games, but yet the world is on fire.
It is the New York Knicks, after all. Phil Jackson, the Zen master, 11 championships, $60 million contract that he signed, I believe, 3 years ago. Very little to show for it. Finally, surprisingly, Jim Dolan cutting the cord.
This was a media-free fire zone. This was something that is just, I think, an unseemly amount of celebration. What this guy has meant to the team in the past. That's a whole
Bill Bradley or Phil?
And Dick Barnett. And
Well, it should be. I mean, it should be, 80 and 166. The record's horrible. Anthony's no trade clause. I mean, we just go on and on. Joaquin Noah's contract. But, the big thing about Phil Jackson was, we forget about this, but his skill all these years was connection, right? Connection to Michael Jordan, getting Kobe and Shaq to buy in. And now he has he completely lost the sense of what it is like to deal with a modern athlete. And I was thinking back to the comments he made about J.R. Smith all those years ago about delinquent behavior when they traded him. And then Shumpert had that big, loud personality. And then the posse comment about LeBron. And then what he's done to Anthony and Porzingis. And it's just, he never realized that players own this league now. Not management. Players own this league.
You would think the guy who coached Michael Jordan of the Jordan rules would understand that.
Right.
And, of course, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, as you mentioned. But, yeah, there was this disconnect and a stubbornness. The Times did an obit for the triangle the other day that was clever. And that's just where we are now. What worked in 1991, 92, 93, 96, 97, 98 doesn't necessarily work now. Right.
And I think to your point, Bob, about the rejoicing, I think if I go back basically to 1999 as someone who grew up in New York, the only moments of hope I've had are very quick, very fleeting, and they're in these moments where they're in transition. Because once they get to wherever they're going, I know that there's probably not going to be much hope.
You've had your soul crushed far too often, is what you're saying.
Exactly, and at this point right now, even before we started hearing the names that are now being floated to replace that position, whether you can go anywhere from Calipari to Isaiah Thomas to...
Isaiah Thomas, I can't
So many being floated.
I can't believe
to Griffin from the Cavs. The whole point is in that moment after Phil got fired and before I started hearing the names that sounded exactly like the names I'm supposed to hear for the New York Knicks, because God forbid they go back and just start from ground zero there and build up. They need a big name, always. And so in that moment after Phil, before I started hearing those names, that was the only moment of hope I had.
But what do you make of the way the media just, I mean, objectivity to the side, it was pure emotion. Just look at some of the things that we saw. A few moments ago, we used the picture of Spike Lee rejoicing, hallelujah to the heavens, with appropriate music. I mean, he Instagrams it, it becomes front page of the New York Post. There, you talked about the obit that was done for the triangle offense. Look, the tabloid folks know well, but it was a shotgun attack, actually. Yeah, there's the triangle. May it rest in peace. Only lived to the age of 3. This karma is a witch, and I mean, it happened in a time frame where the tabloid artists could have a lot of fun.
You're right, though.
But
this is overboard.
Was piling on to the highest degree.
I don't think it was overboard.
Oh, I
don't.
Rejoicing that this guy was a legend in this city.
But he was smug about what he knew. He was smug about the way he treated people. And let's not forget, nobody likes somebody who treats people like dirt and then tries to come back and justify it and ask for something. That's why he got buried in New York. He made it impossible for free agents to go there because of his smugness.
But the straw, right, that broke the camel's back here was the Porzingis announcement that he was going to entertain trades. We talked about this last week.
Right.
There was nothing wrong with that. There was nothing wrong with saying, hey, if you got a great offer.
There is something wrong with that. It's a players' league. This is the kind of
but if
league.
somebody was going to offer him a great deal, why would you take it?
No, but you don't have to announce that to the public. You don't have to say to the public.
It'll get out there anyway.
No.
And he was sending a message, and Porzingis was wrong to skip the exit.
Players these days, if you are a top-line franchise player, you have a certain level of oomph behind your name, and to have your credibility, your status with the organization questioned publicly is an insult.
I think also, like, I mean, and this is just from talking to my dad, also a diehard Knicks fan. I don't know that Phil Jackson was as beloved in New York as we made it seem when he first came here. I know
those of a certain age, yes.
Sure, but like, who stood in the way of the Knicks titles in the 90s more than Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan? Like, I think it was overblown how much it was like New York is Phil Jackson's town.
One final thing to take a look at on the Knicks, and we move on to your big story, Kate. The Knicks, can they do anything correctly? They got Frank Ntilikina in the draft. He goes to his first workout with the Knicks. He puts on his practice jersey, and it says, do we have it? They misspelled his name.
It's a tough name to spell.
They misspelled their draft picks, numbering over.
You know what? That was a publicity stunt. I like to believe that was a publicity
distraction. That's a collector's item. All right, Kate, you think, though, we have another big story.
So we've all heard about the McEnroe, Serena Williams commentary. And I'm not here to get on a soapbox about specifically what he said, more what I think it's a reflection of in sports media, because I think this is an example of a story that too few people in sports media actually know how to talk about honestly, okay? I think most of the time when we're talking sports, the opinions of the viewers are accurately reflected. I think that we are allowed to argue about this Knicks thing. I think when it came to this discussion, people had some opinions, and a lot of people in sports media, and they didn't feel like they could say what they really thought.
Because it was like a third rail.
Yeah, I think if you get on here and you say, I'm not offended by John McEnroe, I think this is an honest discussion we're having.
PC is what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm concerned when it comes to this conversation, because when it comes to women's sports and this discussion about how they compete against men, I think there are two things going on. One, it's often just introduced as dismissiveness. Like, oh my God, like WNBA players, like they can't even beat a high school team. And you know the energy behind it. And then there was this, which I thought fell more into the camp of intellectual curiosity.
Oh, I disagree.
Sports in general is somewhere where you want to compare one to another. We like to rank things. We like to list things. Right. This didn't feel to me as aggressively like I want to embarrass Serena Williams and put women in line.
It was a flat-out question. Where would he rank?
Right, exactly. That doesn't mean I don't see inherent problems with it.
I think we may revisit this.
Maybe later?
I'm going to
disagree.
You'll have your opportunity. All right. Underreported story. This is neat.
Yeah, James Blake. Okay, we remember the story of James Blake. You know, he was once the number 4 player in the world. He was waiting outside of a Manhattan hotel to go to an event for the U.S. Open. He gets basically assaulted by a police officer, throws him to the ground, cuffs him. I mean, it was all a case of mistaken identity. Later, Bill Bratton apologizes. But here's the video right here. This is what happened to him. Now, this is one of these cases where, as a lawyer, you look at this and you say, this guy's got a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the city. But what he did is remarkable. Instead of taking the millions, he made a settlement for basically his expenses and to create a fellowship involved in settling these disputes. This is so when you talk about police misconduct in New York City alone, they paid out over $200 million in police misconduct cases last year. James Blake said himself, 50% of police misconduct cases don't even get finalized. So he is putting his money where his mouth is and putting it into a commission which helps investigate these cases to fruition for the folks that don't have a lot of money to do what he can do.
Wow, it's really a beau geste and a meaningful piece of action. I'm going to go with the California travel ban. Travel ban, not what we're talking about with the immigration. The state of California has designated 8 other states as having what they say to be discriminatory LGBT and religious freedom statutes. So there's a travel ban on state employees on the California dollar to these states. Texas, they just added the Texas to the group before recently. This has athletic. It has a lot of other implications, certainly cultural, red and blue states, but athletic implications. And it also has the Attorney General of California being the guy who picks out the states, puts them on the list and says, you can't travel to Texas, you can't travel to North Carolina. And it comes down to scheduling and those issues.
It means state schools in California cannot go and play in these states?
Right now, that's the interpretation.
Well, I think the pre-existing agreements are fine, but it's the ones going
forward. Well, the Final Four in San Antonio coming up. This is going to be an issue.
Recruiting trips.
Yeah, recruiters, exactly. So, whether there's going to be any retaliation, keep an eye on the story. What's yours?
I mean, if this were an American athlete who won Wimbledon twice, who had been attacked in his or her home and had suffered injuries that were career-threatening, possibly even life-threatening, ligaments torn in her arm. We're talking about Petra Kvitova, the two-time Czech Wimbledon champion, suffering those injuries in a home invasion, I believe, in December. Now back, competed at the French Open, won a tournament this week in Birmingham, England, a Wimbledon warm-up. That would be all that we're talking about. So I think this certainly qualifies for underreported. It's remarkable what she's doing back, and now she's among the favorites, among the 2 or 3 most favored women at Wimbledon.
Kind of an indication of where tennis is in the national consciousness. Yes, she's European, but also just tennis itself.
We're talking about it a lot.
Yes, we are. But as an underreported story, as is yours.
Yeah, mine is Hillsborough, the indictments coming out of England. I know Bobby did Pizza the Show on Wednesday on Hillsborough. It is by far one of the most tragic and fascinating stories. We did a 30 for 30 on Hillsborough and what happened with the 96 fans who died during that FA semifinal. And if you watch that 30 for 30, it lays out the years and years of litigation and arguments, cover-up of the police and the services that were available that day for those fans who were crushed in that mob. And the campaigns around England were justice for the 96 who died there, and it took 28 years. And I don't know how many papers there were from certain judges putting out certain commissions, and then finally having those indictments to alleviate some of the pain that these family members felt about the incident that day.
To give you a sense as an American how much anger, now Steve Nicol, our colleague, played in the 8 minutes of the match before it was abandoned. Our friend Steve McManaman was there as a young Liverpool youth player in the stands. If this is imperfect, it may be inelegant, but think of the anger around Black Lives Matter. The existential question. If you're a Scouser, if you're from Liverpool over the years, it's been 20 plus, almost 30 years of waiting for a sense of justice. 96 people die, and it was just not the deaths, it was the official cover-up.
Right. Yeah, the victim blaming that happened there, when you watch this doc or you read up on this, with taking their all blood alcohol levels, regardless of age, of the victims of Hillsborough, and in the paper, the Sun, the certain headlines they had about the behavior of fans that vilified Liverpool.
You still can't find the Sun in Liverpool. They won't sell the newspaper. They can't buy it either. And Steve Nicol, as recently as this week, said he has no confidence that this will be an honest prosecution. People will get any jail time. All right, heroes are ahead. But first, villains. There's some foreboding in the air. You're going to want to come back to this, I promise you today.
In our pizza family, you get bigger, better ingredients
for less dough.
Get Papa John's Double XL Pizza, loaded with oversized and traditional Italian sausage and huge deli-style pepperoni. Only $12.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The new Mazda 3.
Audiences can't get enough of All Eyes on Me.
It was inspiring. Epic.
Amazing.
This is the two-part movie I've been waiting for.
As soon as my favorite song came on, I was right back at it like, yeah.
All Eyes on Me.
Go see it.
Rated R. Now playing in theaters.
All 10 seasons in one sitting. That was amazing.